Hey there, Aries! Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if this reading resonates with you, please be sure to leave me a comment and let me know. Alright, so this week we're going to do just a general reading, and then at the end we've got some special info for you, relationship style. So under what's crossing you, we have the Ace of Cups, which is water signs such as Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This is the self-love card. This is looking forward to new love, new passion, new intrigue, a pull to new dreams. And your manifestation card says success. So you should be well on your way to success, trying to be manifesting success. And for your recent past, we've got the Temperance card, which is all about balance, patience, moderation, harmony. You may need a moderator, somebody to moderate a situation. Someone who guides the soul of death to judgment. It's an angel on the front of the card. And this angel guides the soul of death to judgment, eternal life or death. All right, and then the herbs that it lists here is echinacea, and it might be a catalyst. All right, and that's for your recent past. So you might have been trying to hold on to that temperament, right? And then your oracle card says The Shining, which is a card I made up specifically in 2020. I just so happened to start making my own DIY deck right about the beginning of the, I almost said apocalypse, but I meant to say COVID. But anywho, the card The Shining is based off of the movie The Shining, which basically, taking out all the hauntedness of the movie and just sticking with the bare facts, is you don't want to be, getting too much cabin fever, because it can make you go crazy. All right, so that's a situation we all dealt with in 2020, and we probably still are. Most people are still under the same type of, quarantine mode all the time. It's horrible, but we're going to pull through this. I just know it. So for your present, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is, you're in a safe place and you're enjoying a good life or very close to it, but it's a time of restraint. So hold back those any kind of feelings that might, cause any kind of tension or issues. It says that you need to work on poise and grace and coming into your own, having it all, and refining your table. You may be still dependent on others, but you're getting there. You're really close to a great life. So the Ten of Pentacles obviously is your goal, and you're almost there. So the present situation shows committed lovers, and how did I get so lucky? So if you are in a relationship, then batten down the hatches for commitment, and if you're not, then keep an eye open for committed lovers. And for your immediate future, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Now this one, okay, so you have a couple cards here in a row that are Pentacles. Pentacles are Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And basically this is a picture of a man who's really busting his butt out here. And you can't really tell, but he's working on his cornerstone there. And, he's a hard worker. It says, pay more attention to your work. You will be rewarded. Diligent workers, artists, and It says, don't do it for everyone else, do it for yourself. Hard work and achievement for yourself. Insubordination, watch out for insubordination. Do it for you. Don't half-ass it. Work on your details. Okay, so, whatever it is, whatever project you've got going on, make sure, you know what, the Oracle card says rejuvenation. And so it may not have anything to do at all with the job in which you're doing, but more about rejuvenating yourself so that you're able to do the best job that you can. All right, and so for those of you who've stayed to the end of the reading, I want to tell you a little bit about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse for narcissism. All right, so I was watching Dr. Ramani, and she had this, so I made this deck. It's the Narcissist deck. I DIY'd this one right here. And basically on the front of each card, we've got a narcissistic trait, and on the back of the card, we've got how to deal with it, right? And so I come across this and I thought, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for some narcissist cards. And it's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So these 4 traits are going to spell the end of your relationship. And it doesn't matter if it's your love relationship, friends, or, whatever the situation. If you're dealing with a narcissist or you are a narcissist, either way, you're going to have to probably come into contact with some of these. So the first sign of this cycle, it's actually a repetitive cycle, is criticism. All right, and then whenever one is criticized, they immediately become defensive. So denial, defensive, they're going to put their walls up right away. If you criticize someone, then both sides of the party will then become contempt. All right, and we've all been criticized. We know how easy it is to just get totally fed up with it. All right, and then the 4th one is stonewalling, which is, there's just nothing left to say. There's nothing that anyone can say to make the situation any better, and so they just don't even talk anymore. So you have to try to make sure that, you don't get to number 4, because once you get to number 4, then, that's going to start the cycle all over again, And this is kind of like a gaslighting cycle almost. It feels like gaslighting is not helping the situation any. So I hope that this has helped you in your relationships. And I went ahead and made those 4 cards and added them to my Narcissist deck. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards from the Narcissist deck for you now. And we're going to add it to the previous reading. So under what's crossing you, we've got the Ace of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Success. And someone keeps asking the same questions over and over to wear you down. This is what's crossing you. So you may have somebody who's just nipping at your heels, trying to drive you crazy, and that's what's crossing you currently. And then in the recent past, we've got the Temperance card, working on balance, patience, moderation, harmony. And then we've got the Shining, which is when you're just like locked down and you can't leave and you're starting to go a little crazy. Your Narcissist card that goes with the past is reacting to a narcissist. Do not show them how disgusted you are at their actions, okay? So if the narcissist comes at you and you don't want to show your true feelings, it says they'll try to shock you with their narcissistic ways. All right, so you can't let them see just how very vulnerable you are. And for your present situation, we've got, the 9 of Pentacles. So you're just almost there. You almost got 100% independence. You're still slightly dependent, or maybe someone is dependent on you. It says dependent on others. And then how did I get so lucky? So you may be in a committed relationship or looking to find one. And then we've got the critic. Look, here it is, critic narcissist. Okay, this is not the card that I made, but there's already one in here. So the critic narcissist. Most narcissists are more than able to criticize you, but they are not so easy to take it whenever you do the same to them. So, that's kind of like the old they can dish it out, but they can't take it. And this is where we all have to be careful, because you might just be kidding and you may not mean to hurt someone's feelings, but if you do, it could, they're gonna come back with something quite more difficult to handle. And so you don't ever want to criticize. And there's other ways that you can go about help changing the situation. Okay, future. All right, work hard. Okay, this one's the Eight of Pentacles, working hard for your achievements, and then rejuvenating. So it's like, make sure that you don't accidentally turn into insubordinate worker. Make sure you're rejuvenating yourself. And then we've got the addict. So in your immediate future, it shows that you may be dealing with an addict, substance abuse, narcissistic abuse, transactional relationships. Rehab does not help. Self-righteous narcissists, poorly emotionally regulated. They use the drugs to give themselves a high to push through social anxiety. And this is very common. Instead of judging someone for who they are, they blame the drugs. All right, this is a Dr. Romani. I found this information off Dr. Romani's site. So this is what you do. So some people will put a reward system in place for the dopamine response. So this can be either like a parent trying to help a child, or it can be even someone who's on their own and they're trying to help themselves. They might start some type of dopamine reward system. All right, but then it can get out of control. So it shows that they can't regulate it. They go into denial. They rationalize their situation instead of actually admitting that they have a problem. They might deny it or rationalize it. Paralyzed by hope. Commit to treatment. Adolescent issues. Okay, so this is something that they might have dealt with when they were a kid. Adolescent issues transition fast. Malignant narcissist, stimulant, disinhibiting. All right, fortify grandiosity by using drugs to prop up their ego. All right, so this is some of the things that you might experience with this like dopamine reward system. Like, okay, so basically your dopamine is what your body responds to drugs, or not even just drugs, sex, or even cheese. They say that cheese has a high dopamine release as well. Like, they say that when you eat cheese, it releases as much dopamine as drugs. So, heroin to be exact, okay, which is the most that you can possibly get out of any drug. Heroin's the most amount of dopamine. So there you go. Maybe if you are struggling with someone who is trying to fight this, and then they start to they can use kratom. There's so many different things, CBD, mushrooms. There's a number of different things that you can use in order to change that dopamine response. So the doctors try to do that too with medication. Sometimes it really helps. Sometimes if you really want to overcome it, it will help overcome it. All right, so I hope that this resonates with you. If you do not have any narcissists in your life, then that is good. Although we always want to keep an eye on ourselves. If we feel like there aren't any narcissists in our lives, that could be us. All right, so if there's any questions, comments, or if if you enjoyed this Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse information, please be sure to leave me a comment and let me know. And I think that's it. I always, before I do my readings, I will look up celebrities who are that particular sign, such as Aries or whatever the sign is, so that I can kind of have an idea of like a wider perspective of the kind of personalities that I'll be dealing with. So I'm just gonna read off some of my favorites here. Lady Gaga's right there at the top. Mariah Carey, Reese Witherspoon, Celine Dion. Let me see. Russell Crowe, Marlon Brando. All right, so we've got quite a few. Sarah Jessica Parker, Pharrell Williams. All right, so there's a couple celebrities for you that are of your sign, and maybe that'll help inspire you for whatever it is that you are achieving, because it looks like you've been working really hard to achieve something over here. So that's your immediate future. Hard work, achievement. All right, and with Mercury retrograde is going to be gone tomorrow, you know, that opens up the door for all kinds of good possibilities, good communications, and a great time to break those bad cycles that we were talking about. All right, y'all, come back and see me next week. Thank you so much for all the likes, support, and please be sure to leave me a comment and let me know.